Double game week 26 has arrived and there's some big questions that need to be answered. Guys, welcome back to another video. Make sure you like and subscribe and let's get right into it. Now, because there is such a quick turnaround for the next game week, I can't go through everything I would like to go through. So we're going through the fixture difficulty rating, then we're going to look at whether Gabriel is actually worth triple captaining. There's no question as to whether he should be your captain, it's just whether he's your regular captain or triple captain. Then we'll look at my team, see what I'm doing with Gabriel, see what transfers I'm going to make, and look at some future plans as well. So, fixture difficulty rating, Arsenal have that double game week, and so do Wolves, but you really shouldn't own a Wolves player. I mean, I like the look of Tolu the most. He's the only one getting decent expected goals out of any player, but you shouldn't really target him. Maybe if you were on free hit, I'd allow it, but most of the time, you just want to ignore Wolves players and then bring in your Arsenal players, most likely in the form of Gabriel, Raya, Timber, or Rice, maybe Recoveries if you're feeling a little risky. If you already have your double game week players, like most people do because double Arsenal defense is so common, there's teams with really good fixture runs here. As you can see, there are so many teams in the top tier in the fixture difficulty rating. Bournemouth, Villa, Palace, and Liverpool, their fixture runs are so good. Palace, mainly for the short-term ones, you know, home to Burnley and home to Wolves, the two easiest possible fixtures in FPL back-to-back. And Crystal Palace has some decent assets like Sarr or Munoz, maybe Strand Larsen because Mateta's been confirmed to not start against Burnley. You know, that could be a nice differential for you guys there. Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins look great for Villa. Evan Nilsson and Krupi Jr. and Ryan for Bournemouth. A lot of good plays from these teams that you want to target. And Liverpool, you know, Wirtz, Ekitike, not a huge fan of their defence. You know, loads of good players from these teams, so it's a good week to make transfers. The main thing I'm looking at is Chelsea, right? Two really good fixtures left, and as soon as their good fixture run ends, Liverpool come onto a really good run of games. 3 green fixtures in a row, followed by away to Brighton, which isn't that hard in itself. So going from your Chelsea midfielders or forwards to Liverpool midfielders or forwards like Enzo to Wirtz or Pedro to Ekitike, even though Wirtz and Ekitike are a little more expensive, those are transfers you'd be looking to make. It's a good little turnaround. Looking at Fulham here, for their entry point, they're incredibly high up, and that's because their fixture run after this Man City game is ridiculous. And the same goes for Brentford too. They play against the best defence in the world, then they have some really easy games coming. Home to Brighton, away to Burnley, home to Wolves, and the 2 grey fixtures around those green fixtures aren't even that bad either. So yeah, big week for fixture swings. If you had 5 free transfers, it would be great. I mean, that would be great every week, but especially this week. I have only 2 free transfers because I used all 5 of my free transfers quite recently, and I do plan on making 1 this game week. I will miss out on the likes of Aston Villa players and Crystal Palace players, but the transfers I've got, the transfers I'm willing to make, and the players I have, there's only really 1 transfer I need to make. Also, if you're confused by blank game week 31, that has been confirmed. These teams are blanking. So in game week 31, you got Arsenal, Palace, City, and Wolves players blanking. That could be a popular free hit week. It's either blank game week 31 or blank game week 34. People are going to use their free hit. My current plan is to use the free hit in game week 31, then my wildcard in game week 34. I will be going into more depth in my next video on chip strategy as for when the blank game weeks are, when the double game weeks are, and what chips I'm going to use and when. And if you guys are quite interested in that, make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on so you can watch out for my next video. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of me promoting myself. Let's head on to the next segment of the video. So, should you triple captain Gabriel? What are the pros and what are the cons? First of all, there may only be 2 more double game weeks left this season. Double game week 26 and double game week 33. Double game week 33 isn't confirmed on the app yet, but we know it's going to happen, and it will consist of most likely 6 to 8 teams because of the FA Cup semi-finals. Like I said, I'll go more in depth in my next video. So if you don't plan on using another chip in double game week 33, you could save your triple captaincy for that game week, where there's going to be a lot of teams and a lot of good players doubling. You'll probably have a better triple captaincy option in that game week. But if you're like me and you plan on using your free hit or your bench boost in that week, then you can't use your triple captain there. Double game week 26 may be the last double game week you can use your triple captainship, but it probably won't be. There will probably be a double game week in game week 36, but there might not be. It's not guaranteed. And even then, the season may be over. You may only have players with bad fixtures. You know, the triple captainship could be wasted in double game week 36. Meaning, double game week 26, while you have a good option in Gabriel, it might be your last chance to have a good double game week player as your triple captain. Talking about Gabriel himself and Arsenal, that defense is levels above every other team, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. It is ridiculous how much better the Arsenal defence is compared to every other team in the league, and no matter what fixture they play, they have a chance of getting a clean sheet. Let's start by looking at playing away to Brentford. Now, Gabriel is obviously a captaincy option for his clean sheet potential, his tendency to get defcons, bonus points, and goal threat. So many avenues to go down to get points, especially from set pieces, but Brentford are one of the best teams in the league at defending set pieces, excluding penalties. So even though Arsenal are very good at these set pieces, and they've got a chance to score a set piece in every single game, it's going to be tough against Brentford, meaning Gabriel is not very likely to get a goal involvement here. The good thing about Gabriel is that even without goal involvements, he still has other avenues to go down to get points. With Gabriel, when he's got a clean sheet this season, I think it's been 10 or 11 times, there's only been 3 times where he's got below 7. As you guys know, defenders for a clean sheet normally get 6 points, 2 for minutes and 4 for the clean sheet. But Gabriel rarely ever gets below 7 because he's always ending up with a goal involvement, some bonus points or defensive contributions. Meaning if Arsenal do keep 2 clean sheets in these next 2 game weeks in the double, which definitely isn't outrageous to think, he will probably be coming away with more than 12 points. And the way I see triple captaincy, I don't know why I've come up with this number in my head, but I have 13 as the bare minimum number to call a triple captain successful. I don't know why that is, I chose it a long while ago. For some reason, triple captain and bench boost, as long as they get 13 points, I consider them, at least successful. Not amazing, but successful, and I believe Gabriel can reach that milestone. Playing away to Brentford isn't going to be easy, but with Brentford being a slightly better attack than Wolves, it does offer the chance for defcons and bonus points. But if you look, even when Arsenal played home to Sunderland, and Sunderland hardly attacked, had hardly any expected goals, Gabriel still got bonus points and defcons, or at least very close to them. I'm recording this before the Arsenal game's finished, but he's on like 9 defcons and 2 bonus points at the moment. So even against teams that don't attack very well, Gabriel's still in with a chance to get defcons and bonus points, which is very good when you're looking to triple captain him. Playing away to Wolves, Wolves aren't as good going forward, so I have more hope for this game week. If Gabriel's only going to keep 1 clean sheet, I imagine it's going to be against Wolves and not Brentford. But even if he only keeps 1 clean sheet, I'd be very surprised if he didn't keep at least 1. He could still be in for a double-digit haul because let's say he gets bonus points or defcons against Brentford. That's a 4-pointer. Then he gets maybe 7 or 8 points against the Wolves for a clean sheet in defcons. Well, that's still a 12-pointer at least, which once again, I wouldn't classify it as successful. But even at one of the worst case scenarios, Gabriel's still looking pretty good as a triple captaincy option. Wolves are also still pretty good at defending set pieces, which is kind of annoying. One of the better teams in the league. But like I said, Arsenal are the best for scoring set pieces in the league, so they could easily turn that around and score a corner or a free kick. We don't know, it could happen. Here is my conclusion though. If you don't plan on using another chip in game week 33, then if I were you, I'd probably save the triple captaincy chip for game week 33. But if you're like me, and you are going to use the bench boost or the free hit in game week 33, I think using the triple captain in game week 26 isn't essential, but it's a good idea. It could work because there could be another double game week. Like, it's all right, but you don't have to do it, that sort of thing. The question is, what am I going to do with Gabriel? I said he's an all right option and it could work, but am I actually going to put my money where my mouth is? Let's have a look and see. Now remember, this is before the deadline. It's not confirmed, but this is the team I'm looking to use. Well, this team currently has 0 transfers made and I am going to make 1 transfer, which we'll talk about. But as of right now, I plan on using the triple captain chip on Gabriel because I don't want to wait for double game week 36 just for there to not be a double game week or for the double game week to be terrible because the league's already been decided. There would be no point in waiting that long if the double game week isn't even going to be worth it. So while I have the good option in front of me, my plan is to use it. It could go terribly wrong. It's not ideal. I'd much rather have an attacker with 2 easy fixtures, rather than a defender with 1 hard fixture and 1 easy fixture. But with how good Gabriel looks at the moment, I see no reason why he can't get a really big score. What's stopping him from getting 2 goals and 2 clean sheets? Well, he probably won't. He could get 2 blanks. We don't know that. But I don't think he will. I think he is the best option for captaincy this week, and I think he may be the best triple captaincy option for me for the rest of the season, considering I'm not using it in game week 33, so I want to use it now. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, and on YouTube I'll post it as well, my team before the deadline, just so you make sure I'm not backing out, because I still could. Like I said, it's not confirmed, but I think I'll stick with it. Just make sure you follow me, so if you want to see what I'm doing, if you do care, you probably don't, but if you do, make sure you've got notifications on so you know what I'm doing. We got Verbruggen in goal. He's nothing special, he ain't that great, he's just my goalkeeper, he's staying where he is. Going into my defence, I've obviously got triple captain Gabriel, we talked about it. I'm also doubling up on the Arsenal defence in Timber, whose ownership isn't ridiculously high, but it's also not ridiculously low, so his points will still definitely help me. Hopefully he can get a goal involvement so he pulls ahead of them David Raya owners. We then have Chalobah to finish off the back three. He's been in for 2 easy games. I brought him in. He's not done much. Well, he's got DEFCONs, but he hasn't kept a clean sheet home to West Ham or away to Wolves. But there are 2 easy fixtures coming up in home to Leeds and home to Burnley. So I still believe in him. And as long as he keeps getting DEFCONs, I don't really care. So Chalobah, you're welcome to stay in my team. You're not in my bad books yet, but you're close to going on the naughty list. So please get me some points this time round. In midfield, we have my third double game week player in Declan Rice. He's not been hot on it recently, but he's had a high number of expected assists. You know, some of the highest in the game behind Bruno Fernandes. He's been unfortunate not to get assist points and been unfortunate to not get many DEFCON points in the last 5 weeks. He's been very close nearly every single game. In the double game week, he could easily get just 4 points, but he could also get like 15. You know, with the amount of set pieces he's on, with the amount of chances he creates, with the potential for DEFCONs and 1 point for a clean sheet, there's no telling what Declan Rice is going to do, but he's got the potential for points in every fixture he plays. We have Bruno Fernandes, who has been amazing for me recently. He is not going to be my captain despite the good fixture because Gabriel has a double game week and Gabriel is on fire at the moment. Bruno is very high owned and he may be captained by a few people, so I don't expect him to really affect my rank at all. I think if he blanks, it won't be bad for me, but if he scores, it won't be that good for me either because he's helping everyone else. We had Cunha, okay? Cunha's not in the team anymore. We're going to take him away. Despite the good fixture, despite the good form, I don't want a player who's getting low underlying data and a player who may get benched because Sesko could easily start and push Cunha to the bench with Mbuma going to left wing. Cunha is clearly always the first to be subbed off when Sesko comes on. I don't want to take that risk, especially when he's got bad underlying data. I would much rather own someone who's reliable for minutes and has good underlying data with a good fixture run. Part of me wanted to go to Sarr here, but I've ended up being responsible and going with Florian Wirtz. Now, if my future self told me 2 months ago I was going to bring in Florian Wirtz, I'd be on the floor laughing because he's been terrible, but all of a sudden, he's banging in goals and he's getting really good data, high expected goals, high expected assists, and Liverpool are performing well. Away to Sunderland isn't sensational, like, the Sunderland defence is alright, it's pretty good. Their attack is fairly bad despite them scoring, their XG is quite low. So they're a great fixture, it's not amazing, but you know, after playing away to Sunderland and away to Forest, he has some very easy games coming up. I don't think he'll massively outscore Cunha over the next 2, but I prefer him over Cunha for the next 2. Even though it feels like a sideways move, I just think Cunha's got too many risks. Now, I have obviously saved the best till last. I brought Palmer in game week 24 when Chelsea went on that really good 4-game run. Home to West Ham, I was hoping he would outscore Enzo Fernandez and Pedro, but he got absolutely battered. I was gutted, I felt like I made the wrong choice. Then after the first half of away to Wolves, he somehow scored 3 goals. You know, fair play, mate. I'm not complaining. 2 were penalties. That's very lucky. Palmer's minutes are still being managed. He could have easily been on the bench and those penalties would have gone to Enzo Fernandez and I would be in the mud. But they went to Palmer and then he completed the hat-trick by scoring from open play. I'm over the moon. He still got subbed off early, but he got subbed off in the 61st minute, meaning he got that extra point for minutes as well. Ending on 20 points, a differential is just amazing. Like, I was so happy seeing them goals go in. I am obsessed with FPL. It affects my mood a lot. So, you know, I'm recording this just after he scored a hat-trick, so I'm still buzzing from it. I'm still very happy, very fortunate, very lucky. Like, I have been quite lucky this season. I've had a bit of bad luck now and then, don't get me wrong, but I won't complain about it too much because the luck compared to my bad luck, you know, the good luck outweighs it massively. Thank you, Cole Palmer. There is no way you're going anywhere. Front 3 to finish off. Haaland is not going to be my captain. Despite the fairly okay fixture, he's just not worth captaining in a single game week when I've got players like Gabriel who have a double. Haaland, with his ownership being so high, despite a few people selling him, he still won't positively affect my rank that much whatsoever. There's not much worth talking about. I would like him to come on some good form because if he doesn't, then he's just wasting money in my team and I'm going to have to sell him, which is just a lot of effort. So I hope he starts playing well soon. Krupi Jr., since I brought him in, 1 goal involvement, more than happy. He's 4.5 million. I can't expect him to do much when he's starting in my team and he's already exceeded expectations with many good game weeks left. I don't plan on selling him. I still plan on using him. I don't have much money in the bank to upgrade him, but I will soon when I make some more transfers. Either way, I'm happy with him for the time being because the Bournemouth fixture run is so good and he's playing quite well. He came close last game week against Aston Villa, but Martinez was having the game of his life, so he didn't score. It's unfortunate, but we move. Can't complain much because I had Cole Palmer in my team. Then we finish off with Jarrod Bowen playing home to Man United. I'm not filled with hope for him, but it's still not a bad fixture. Even though Man United are off the back of a clean sheet, their defence isn't exactly sensational. And while Bowen didn't get any points against Burnley, I still believe in him. He's still got a couple good game weeks left. After this game week, he plays home to Bournemouth. Then I'll probably sell him for the likes of Thiago, who has a really good fixture run in game week 28. Going into future plans, I don't really think it's that complicated going forward, which is nice because normally it is. Going into game week 27, I don't want to make any changes. The team looks fine. It's not sensational, but not every game week is going to be great. As for captaincy this game week, I am leaning towards Cole Palmer a little bit more than I was before he scored that hat-trick, but I don't know yet. I'm not going to think about it too much now. All I know is that I won't be making any transfers this game week unless there's any surprise injuries. Then we go into game week 28 with 3 free transfers. And in this game week, I'm going to want to make 3 transfers because Palmer, Chalobah and Bowen go on really poor fixture runs. And no matter how well Cole Palmer has played, I will probably sell him anyway. And the players I want to bring in are ideally target players that are in the FA Cup because I want to build towards double game week 33, and that is caused by blanks in the FA Cup semi-final. The issue is I won't know who's going to make it to the semi-finals because the quarter-finals wouldn't have been played yet. I'm sort of going to have to guess, but I can imagine myself going from Palmer to Semenyo. Even though Semenyo blanks in game week 31, I plan on using my free hit, so I'm not worried about that too much. I could also bring in some more Liverpool players because their fixture run gets really good at this point. I could bring in Konate or Van Dijk with Chalobah. That sorts out my defender transfer and my midfielder transfer. All that would be left is to sell Jarrod Bowen, and the replacement is fairly obvious. Even if he doesn't double in game week 33, Thiago has an amazing fixture run and he is so good this season, it'd be an absolute no-brainer to bring him in. So the transfer plans are quite simple going forward. Let me know if you guys would do anything different. I may be missing something, but I don't think I am. It looks fairly straightforward to me. Anyway guys, that is it from me. As always, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. You are greatly appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video.